I don't know if anyone's there or not. Let's see what's going on here. Uh, well, like I said, I don't know if anybody's there. I'll just wait here. If somebody shows up, it's fine. We'll just. I forgot to set this up. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. I thought I set this up last week, and I guess I forgot. Yeah, I'm down to just 20 working days. Now, next week on Tuesday, my first day back to work, their office is coming down. They're going to do an interview because I've been with the company for over 39 years. They know I'm retiring in April, and they know I'm planning on going to the Philippines. So they're going to do an article on me. Uh, so that's what's going on the new part of my life. I've also figured out what address I'm going to be using when I do get my new license. Like I said, a friend of mine's going to. Yeah, I'm starting to get excited, especially about my retirement, Mike. Like I said, it's the closer I get, the more excited I get. I will eventually. I'm trying to think of how to say it. It will eventually dawn on me that I'm retired, and I'm trying to figure there. All right, that's good. But so yeah, we are getting excited. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I mean, I think I'm in my 70s, early 70s, and so yeah, it's been a long time coming. Uh, there was a time where I did not think I would make it. To be perfectly honest about it, uh, there was a time I thought I would probably work up until the time I died because I was always getting in debt and out of debt, and but that was my lifestyle. That was what I was doing. I can't blame anybody. It was my choice to go into debt as much as I did. Uh, yeah, it's been a bit. Like I said, they want to do an interview on me, and they asked me if I wanted them to send me a list of questions that they were planning on asking. I said no. I'd rather have my answers. I'd be off the cuff. That way, it's a little more authentic. Uh, hey, Mel, thanks for coming. Okay, I appreciate you dropping by. I understand. Whether you keep me in the background or you drop me and go do your own, you got to do what you got to do for your channel. It's very understandable. Here in the United States, we'll be changing our clocks, moving them ahead an hour tonight. That won't affect you guys in the Philippines. It only affects us here in the United States and Canada. I believe Canada changes their clocks. Uh, I believe where Mike's at, he's the same time zone as I am. So we move our clocks ahead an hour tonight. So nice thing about it being on my weekend, it won't affect my sleep that much. If I had to, tomorrow was my first day back to work, I'd get an hour less sleep. Yeah, that's true, Mike. I lose my mom, but my mom wasn't as hard as losing my sisters. Uh, don't get me wrong, I love my mom, but like I said, she was 99 years old. She didn't want to live to be 100. So, and she had dementia. That was hard dealing with that. But the fact that she didn't want to live longer than what she lived, I think made it a little easier to take that she died last year. But like I said, my two sisters, that was a whole different ball game. Uh, Especially, I mean, on 2 days apart. I mean, that was really tough. Hey, Tim, thanks for coming. ET, been a while. Thanks for coming, ET. Yeah, it's a long time. ET, in case you don't know, that 20 days means that's 20 days working days until I retire. I'm retiring April 10th. Yeah, it's very hard on her and on the family both. But like I said, ET. I'm retiring April 10th, and then in the middle of May, I'm going to Cebu, Philippines, Cebu City. I'm leaving States on the 18th, and I'll arrive on the 19th. It'll be a 28 flight. Thank you, ET. Yeah, like I said, I lost my mother and two sisters last year. Um, my mom was 99, my oldest sister was 82, and my other sister was 77. And lost them 2 days apart. And luckily enough, I was able to make both funerals because one was here in New York State, the other was back in Indiana. I'm sorry to hear that, Mike. It's very tough. Now, I was lucky enough that almost every time I went to see my mother, she remembered who I was, except for the last time she didn't remember me. But that's okay, ET. You don't have to comment. We appreciate the fact that you listen. Uh, but yeah, like I said, the last time was the roughest for me because I didn't know it was going to be her last time. But that was only, hey ABCM, how you doing? She didn't know who I was, and kept having to tell her on the last time I was home, the day I left to come back, and then the next time I went home was for her funeral. Um, so, yeah. And then, like I said, my sister Wanda, my oldest sister, who was like a second mother in a lot of ways to me, uh, she passed away. Then 2 days later, my second to the oldest sister passed away. Like I said, my oldest sister lived out here in New York. She lived out. She lived in Batavia, New York, which is about halfway between Rochester and Buffalo. For those of you who are not familiar with that area. And then my oldest sister, my second to the oldest sister, lived in Terre Haute, Indiana. Well, until I lost my mother, it had been, oh, 10 years. My younger brother passed away, I want to say in 2015. And he was 56, I think. And then before that would have been in the 80s. I'm talking about in my personal family. I've lost uncles and cousins, nieces, aunts, but but no brothers or sisters or mother or father. My father passed away in '80, and my older brother passed away in '86. No, '87, and like I said, that I didn't lose anybody else till last. My younger brother in 2015 than last year. Uh, so it's always tough losing a loved one. It was tough losing my Aunt Gloria, my Uncle George, and my Uncle Everett. It was tough losing them as well. My Uncle Paul. Those were my mom's. Well, two were my mom's brother and her sister, and the other one was her sister's husband, which is my mom's brother-in-law. Uh, I'll tell you the truth, Et. I'm going to spend most of my time. I really will spend most of my time in in the Philippines because of the simple fact that Didn't do that. Let's do that. I will spend most of my time in the Philippines. I will travel a little bit. I don't know how much I'll travel around to different countries. I will travel around the Philippines some. The first year, I want to get these fixed, so I'm not, I plan on staying long term in the Philippines. Uh, and if I decide I don't want to stay long term in the Philippines, then I'll check out some of the other Asian countries, um, such as Thailand and Vietnam and a couple others. Uh, the thing I like about the Philippines, ET, is the easy uh, visas. I can stay in the Philippines for 3 years without leaving the country if I want, by just extended my visa. Uh, I'm former military. I don't know how much that would help me. I know you can get a military SRRV. I just have to make sure I'm qualified. I don't know what the qualifications are. I did over 6.5 years in the Navy. I got a general under honorable condition, so I don't know if that would hurt me. Uh, that stuff I'd have to find out, but we'll see all of that. Like I said, I probably won't apply for that right away because I want to make sure that's where I want to stay because it costs you a little bit of money to apply, and some of that money you don't get back if they turn you down. So that's things I got to look at. Uh, but yeah, like I said, the main thing I really want to do is get over there. I want to quit working. I can't afford to live where I'm living and not work. There's very few places in the United States. There are some where I can live without working. Most of the places I'd have to work part time. Not all of them, but I'd have to work part time. Uh, I could not live here in New York doing the kind of work I do and work part time and live. Uh, it just costs too much in New York. Most of my Social Security would go strictly for my uh, apartment and my utilities and my food. And after that, I'd be broke or close to it. So I'd have to work part time so I can do something like pay for my car. Uh, Once the car's paid off, that'd save me some money. But you got to buy gas, you got to buy your insurance. It's not cheap in the States. Like I said, I could not live on just my Social Security here and where I'm at. Some people that have a much better retirement than I do can. Well, ET, if I lived here in the States and worked part time, I wouldn't be able to travel much at all. So no, I'm going to go. I'm going to go overseas to the Asian, the the Asian countries, Southeast Asia. That's where I'm going to go, uh, and there I'll be able to not work and travel some. Now I may not be able to live in Cebu City. I won't know that till after I got there. Set myself up for a while and see what my monthly income, monthly budget would be without travel. All right. Now I know I can live there without travel. That doesn't. I'm sure. I know I can do that. Uh, but how much travel can I do if I live in Cebu City? But there's places like Davao. Yeah, gas has gone up. It's still not real bad here compared to some other areas in the states. Uh, we're just and where I'm at. It's just a little over $3 a gallon. Uh, Although I'm sure it'll go up some more. If it doesn't, it'll surprise me. I agree with Mike. That's one of the side effects of what's going on. I'm not exactly, how shall we say this? I'm not exactly a big fan of what's going on, but I do believe it's necessary. I hope to God nobody puts boots on the ground. I hope no troops go into the Iran. Um, but yeah, it's a very sad situation. Yeah, I know some. I know some of the Infrastructure is better outside of the Philippines, but there are areas in the Philippines that's actually quite nice, got pretty good infrastructure. Uh, it all depends on where you live in the Philippines. It really does. I mean, if you live in Manila, you got very good infrastructure. I can't afford Manila. All right, not living. I can live outside of Manila, close to it, but I could never live in BGC. That would be like living here in the states. I just couldn't do it. And what I can afford to live in hey Pamela, how you doing? What I can afford to live on in uh, BGC would be a much smaller place. I got a 1 bedroom apartment, plenty of room, bigger than I need. But if I lived there, hey AC, thanks for coming, Jaylene. If I lived there, it would be probably about the size of my living room if I'm lucky. Uh, and that would be my couch, my bed, my table. If I'm lucky, it'd be that large in BGC. And it would cost me almost what it's cost me for this apartment. BGC is not cheap at all. Makati might be a little, especially if I don't live downtown in the business district. Makati would be a little more affordable. But if I moved outside, right outside the city, or at least outside of those two areas, it need to be more affordable. Uh, the thing is, though, your utilities might be a little higher in that area. So what you save on your, uh, you'd have nice infrastructure down in Cebu City. If I lived in what they call the bubble area, I'd have very good infrastructure, very good internet, everything you need right there. You don't even have to leave the bubble. But is that really living in the Philippines? I want to live close to the bubble. I don't want to live in it. I want to be able to go into the bubble when I want, walk around the other area. Like I said, we'll see how we like it. I want good hospitals around me, so that kind of limits where I can go. Cebu City's got very good hospitals. So does Manila. So I would, if I lived in Luzon, on the island of Luzon, I'd be like around Clark, Angeles, because they got a decent hospital there. Up around Manila, uh, Iloilo has got a decent hospital. I think Deval's got some a good hospital. So there are some places I can go to, and some of them are very clean. Iloilo and Deval are very clean. Better infrastructure than some of the others. I'll have to check that out, ET. But I do know some people that are loggers that are in that area as well. Uh, Mertz is in that area. Michelle Life. There's a couple others I can't think of right offhand. Uh, and like I said, there's other areas like Dumaguete, which has got a lot of expats. I say a lot, percentage wise, it's not that much compared to the population, but it's a fair amount of expats there. They got Silliman Hospital, which is part of the university. They got Ace Hospital, which is supposed to be decent. Hey, Tim. Like I said, if I go to Clark, Angeles City area, Tim's there. He can help me out. Hey, Minnie, how you doing? Thanks for coming. So, yeah, it just we're just we're just getting down to the nitty gritty. And the closer I get, the more excited I get. Like I said, I got 20 more working days. Uh, that's 5 weeks. That's it till I retire now, folks. And then there's another about 4 or 5 weeks beyond that till I leave. I've lost track of how many days till I fly out. I'd have to go back and figure it out. I can do that, but uh, I'm not going to do that right at this moment. Uh, hey, Jerry, thanks for coming. Yeah, I know, Jerry. Tonight I got to move my clock up an hour. So next week here in the States, I'll be starting at 8, which will still be 8 o'clock in the Philippines. Unless people tell me they want me to start at 7. which I would do if people still wanted me to. I know the states. I know Jerry would like me to start at 7. Isn't that right, Jerry? But I don't know if the people in the Philippines want me to start at 7 o'clock Sunday morning. So we'll try to keep that the way it is. We'll keep it at 8 unless somebody tells me different. Anna G, how you doing, Anna G? Thanks for coming. That's what I said, Tim. Your area has a good hospital. Clark area, I know they have a good hospital. And so that's an area I would think about living if I don't like Cebu and a couple other places. Yeah, it's that time of year. But for me, this should be my last time change, thankfully. All right, Anna, thank you for coming, though. We appreciate it. I forgot to schedule this earlier, so I had to schedule it tonight just before I started, so I wasn't sure if anybody would show up because of me forgetting to put it up. Yeah, Tim knows the Philippines pretty well. Then there's Dan and Man Minnie. They're good YouTube friends. I'll meet up with them some. They're back in the States right now. They're back visiting his family, his mom. I don't know if they're going to be able to meet up with his sons or not, but I know they're back visiting his mother. And I don't know how long they're going to be in the States for, but they'll be here for a little while. They went through Taiwan. They went through Taipei. And and they were in, I want to say they were in Thailand as well. But yeah, so well, that's all right, Jim. That's still more than I know. All I know is from YouTube. If I haven't seen it on YouTube, I don't know it, and so we're just trying to. I want to move that over more. There you go. Yeah, what it is I cover my camera up whenever I'm not using it. Leah, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Crystal. Hello, Crystal. One of your biggest supporters, Mike, is here. But so yeah, it just really starting to set in some. And I just found out for today for sure that I'm going to use a. Your gas has went up a lot more than mine did here, Jerry. Gas prices. Now I haven't been out today, but the gas prices went up about 10 to 15 cents. Is all went up here. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I can live in Cebu. Just how comfortable am I going to live there, and how much am I going to like the city? The city may be larger than I like. I am a big town boy. My hometown's only about 70,000. I have lived in cities of 3 million, but that's when I was younger. I live right outside of Albany, but it's a small city. So I kind of like small cities and big towns is what I really like. Cebu may be too large for me. I don't know. Christina, how you doing? Thanks for coming. And yeah, we're just like I said. Right now, I'm going to get my new license, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to get my motorcycle endorsement here or wait till I go overseas. I want to see how long it'll take me to get the endorsement. A friend of mine is going to let me use their home address for when I get my new license. Her and her husband both said it's quite all. It's good. It's okay for me to use it. If they both didn't say okay, I wasn't going to use it. Did not want to cause any friction. Uh, so yeah, I'll be using a friend's address as my home address when I get my new license. Because, like I said, I live in an apartment, and I don't want to try to keep this as my unlicensed apartment. I just don't want to do it. And I'm going to put hers in. We're going to try it without a virtual mailbox, because most of my stuff is going to be online. And if it gets to be too much of a hassle, we'll see if we can set it up as a virtual mailbox while I'm overseas. It may be a mistake, but that's the way I'm going to play it. So that's been taken care of. So yeah, I pretty much got most of the stuff I got to take care of already taken care of, except for packing things up and getting things up. Well, Tim, that's the problem. I can't take the courses or do anything till April. So how long is it going to take me? If I can do it in 2 weeks, I'll do it here. That's what I got to find out. They don't offer any courses, and if they do it the quickest way, because I don't own a bike, I can go to one of these schools that they provide the bike. You have to get your motorcycle permit. Then you have to take an online course, like 10 hours or more. And then you have to go do some driving at the course, road driving. And I don't know how quick I can get that done. If I can get it done by the middle of April, I'll do it. No problem. I'll do it. I'll do it here. But if I can't, I'll have to do it. I'll have to get my endorsement in the Philippines. Oh, you had the water shut off? Okay. Yeah, that's something I'll have to get used to. The different power outages and the low pressure of water. Uh, but it is what it is. The power outage, as long as it's not overnight, I can handle, because I don't plan on having a lot of food that will go bad in my refrigerator. So if I'm in an area that schedules the power outages, then you just use up what you got in there and wait till the power comes back on and buy more. But like I said, if the power outage is at night, then I'll have trouble, because I use a CPAP for sleeping. I'll have to get something that I can plug it into to keep it powered. Yeah, I know that they sometimes they turn the water off to work on the lines, and sometimes if you got a lot of people in the same water line, pressure can be low certain times of the day, from what I understand. But those are things you work out. Hey, Shane, thanks for coming. Shane LR, we appreciate it. And so, yeah, it's just, yeah, I know. Scheduled power outages are usually during the day. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, those I can handle. Because if it's a really hot day, you go to the mall. They got the generators. They'll keep the power on there, and you'll have the air conditioning. And yeah, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. All right, we're getting rated by ABCM. We appreciate that. And so yeah, we're just, like I said, there's some things that make me a little nervous, like I said, but some of that, as long as I know about the power outage in their daytime, that's not going to be a problem. It just means I have to get up and get out of my apartment. I mean, come on. That's not a bad thing, is it? It's those unscheduled power outages, but we have those here. We call them blackouts, not brownouts, but we'll have storms take out the power here. It happens. Lucky for me, it hasn't happened recently, but it's happened where, thankfully for me, it came back on before the night where I could sleep. But there's been times I've lived at places when we lost the power for a couple of days, I had to go to a hotel and sleep, and or go to my sister's, because I was living up that area, and they would have power sometimes. or I could go to where I work. Uh, if I worked the next morning, we had a nurse's office that had a bed. They would let me go there and sleep. So I would get up in the morning and go to work. I've done that once or twice. So uh, yeah, I've been through some power outages that weren't scheduled. Believe me, and they've been a couple days long. And luckily, they weren't longer because when I lived in Leroy, uh, where I lived at was a neighborhood they had a higher priority for being power being restored, not because I lived there, because the schools were there. I live right across the street from the schools. So hey, Michelle, thanks for coming. So they would want the power back on for the schools because if they needed to, people could go to the schools and stay warm if it was during the winter. So it was a high priority. Yeah. We changed the batteries for our smoke detectors and stuff. At least I always have with a change of clocks. It's just a good reminder. Change your batteries. It's twice a year. Unless they're electric, which some are that they're wired into your system. We got Jerry coming up. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, that's good. We got
now next week, the sun will go down an hour later because we're moving our clocks farther ahead. So, of course, that means it comes up an hour later too.
Yep, it'll be darker in the morning.
Yeah, and lighter in the evening. I know you prefer it the other way around.
Yeah, I'm one of the very few.
Well, no, there's other people that are just like you. They prefer to have the light in the morning. One of my friends, he prefers it that way. Remember, I told you I got friends that are Chinese. Well, the brother and sister. Well, the brother prefers the light in the morning, but he's also a morning person, and he goes to work early in the morning. But like I said, I've just always been a night person, so I like it later at night. And but it won't make any difference after this year for me. I mean, when I get to the Philippines, if I can handle the Philippines, that's where I'm staying. My whole family knows it. Okay. Tim says the emergency light batteries will cost about 2,000 pesos, but that's for 4 batteries. But that's for his emergency lights, so that's not bad. Now, how do you change those twice a year or just once a year, Tim? But 2,000 pesos, what's that? About
like $30 and change.
Probably a little over 35, about $37.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
At 50 pesos, it would be $40.
Yep.
50 pesos to $1. Last time I looked, I don't know if it's still there or not, but yesterday it was a little over 59 pesos to $1.
Wow, 59 had gone up because
yeah, it was gone back up. Hang on a minute. Let's see.
It had gone down to like 57.
Yeah, and as right now, I just checked right now, it's at 59.02.
That's good. Well, good for us.
Well, that's down from yesterday. Yesterday was a little higher. Not much, but it was a little higher yesterday. But it's showing it's up. So compared to what it was earlier in the day or maybe last night. For some reason, it's not showing it to me now.
Very windy. There's supposed to be inclement weather between Corpus, San Antonio, and Laredo.
Yeah.
But here, there's inclement weather about 20 miles west of here in Mexico.
Yeah.
With,
I would just go ahead.
The hail and very strong thunderstorms, but that's at least 200 miles away.
Okay. Well, I was just looking at the news on Indiana news, and lucky it's not near where I'm from. It's a couple, I don't know, 100 miles or more south of where I'm from, maybe 150. But they're flooded, and they
Wow.
got more rain coming. Supposed to have more rain coming today, and they're only
Yeah, we don't.
before today's rain, they were only a foot below the record high of flood. And that's before today. And one place was only about 3 inches off their record high. This is south of Bloomington, Indiana. It's Columbus, Indiana, and a couple other places. Which is, like I said, Columbus is about not Columbus is probably at least 100 miles south of me, of my hometown, and it's on a different river system than what my hometown's on. So I'm thinking they might be off the White River. I'm off the Wabash River. So different river system, and that's the one that's flooded. Is theirs, but what's that cat doing?
I don't know, just playing in there.
He's playing after something in there.
Yeah, but there's nothing in that cinder block. It's just,
He's just looking in there, huh?
yeah.
Okay. I saw him. I was like, what the heck's he doing? Well, you know,
Yeah, there's
cats
nothing in
like
here.
boxes. You put a box out and they'll get in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I've already put the corn out in the truck, but I'm gonna bring it back into the storage room just in case it rains.
Okay. Now you're going out to feed the Javaleras? Is that the right
The
way?
javelinas. The
Javelinas?
javelinas.
Jalapenos?
Yeah.
You going to feed
And the
that
birds.
tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll go in the morning.
That's what I thought when you said you had the corn in the truck. So figured
Yeah,
you
I loaded the corn in the truck, so just in case it rains, we only have like a 30% chance of rain here in this area. The chance is like 70% west, with meaning closer to Laredo. But if 30%, even if you get 15th of an inch of rain, that's still gonna ruin the corn.
Yeah, that's true. So right now I got it's 42 degrees, and
Yeah,
it looks like they're calling for rain tonight. At least a good chance of rain.
yeah,
Tonight.
we got a 30% here.
And we got higher than that. There's at one point it said 90% chance,
Yeah,
and right now
but we
it's
need the
saying
rain.
a little over 50% chance. And
Yeah, we need the rain ourselves down here because it's so dry.
yeah, I'm just well, we don't. We have all that snow still to melt. Hey, Cindy, how you doing? Sorry, I just noticed you. I'm trying to get this, see what it is Celsius. And
Well, 40 would probably be what, about 5 degrees, somewhere like
something
that.
something like that. But
So your gas prices didn't go up tremendously like down here.
huh?
Your gas prices didn't go up tremendously like here.
No.
Yeah, ours went up a big time. Like
Yeah.
started from one day to the next.
I'll tell you what to get. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong place. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want.
Yeah, I filled up and with gas and
Well, it's gone
Friday.
up. It's gone up some more.
Yeah.
BJ's was cheaper, and they're always cheaper. Now, I wasn't quoting the price at BJ's. BJ's have gone up around 30 cents or more.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean that's not as bad as what you guys had, though.
Yeah, yeah. We went from like 215, 220 to 315, 330. Depends on the area you go to.
Yeah, but
And that's because we are a Gulf Coast state with the oil.
Yeah, it says 6 degrees Celsius.
6? We weren't that off. We weren't that far away.
And here, there's only saying, like, the worst is 10% chance of rain. No, take it back 11%, 12%. That's overnight.
Yeah, we got the chance. If it rains, it'll be overnight into the morning.
Well, we got a chance for rain all the way up to tomorrow afternoon. But it's like 10 to 12%. Hey, Monroe, how you doing, man? Sorry, I didn't see you come in. But, so yeah, it just, like I said, it's gone up around 30, 40 cents, and that's it per gallon. Depends on where you're looking and what day you're comparing it to.
Yeah.
Like I said, right now at BJ's, which I happen to be a member of, is $3.16 a gallon. It was under $2, and so was another place that I drive by every day. It was like $2.95. I think it was either $3.05 or $3.09 the last time I looked.
Yeah.
So it went up 10 or 14 cents. And but I didn't fill up because the weather wasn't that good, and it's like I'm not stopping. It's cooler than I like. It's gonna be warm this weekend, so I'll fill up this weekend.
Here's it's very warm here and very windy.
Well, it's supposed to be in the 50s tomorrow. I don't whether or not it makes it. We'll see. And they're supposed to be up around 60 on Monday.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, but hey, after Monday and Tuesday, it starts dropping again. March can be that way.
Yeah, over here they say Marzo Loco, a crazy March.
Yeah.
Because the weather can just fluctuate tremendously.
Tim says the price is supposed to go up 10 pesos. In other words, an extra 10 pesos per liter, and diesel is supposed to go up 20 pesos per liter, effective Tuesday. So, yeah. Like I said,
how many liters is 1 gallon, or vice versa?
Well, it's a little over 3 liters to a gallon, isn't it?
3? Yeah, I don't know the math. About 3 liters to a gallon.
Something like that. Let me do this here real quick. How many liters to a gallon? 3.78 liters, almost 4 liters to a gallon. 3.785 liters.
Yeah, it's difficult for me. You get adjusted with the metric system, but it's for somebody from over here. It's difficult to. Okay, I need to drive 15 kilometers or an hour or versus 30 miles an hour or whatever the amount.
I'm more of the how long does it take me
Yeah.
than how far is it. I mean, I know about how far it is, but usually I'll measure that. But I can tell you, well, if the traffic's not too bad, when I go up to see my nephew in Batavia, and from where I'm at, it's about 3.5 hours to 4 hours, depending on traffic and how long I stop. Because I'll stop once, but a lot of times I'll just stop, hit the head real quick, maybe grab something, and I'll get in the car and eat it or drink it while I'm in the car. And I don't just, sit around and do nothing. And now if I got somebody else with me, then it takes longer.
Yep.
They usually want to sit down and eat or and there's 2 of you going to the bathroom, so take, and I fill up the car before I leave, so I don't have to fill up till after I get up there. And a lot of times I don't have to fill up then. I can turn around and drive back and fill up on my way back. But I'll usually just fill up when I'm up there, so I don't have to stop for gas on the way back unless I'm in a hurry. I'll just do it on my stop. When I stop and go to the bathroom, I'll fill the car up and do that. But that's when I go up and see my nephew and my brother-in-law up in Batavia area. So, but yeah, it just, like I said, I went to look to start this one, and it turned out I hadn't started I meant to put it in, and I think I put it in and just didn't save it, and so that was my mistake. But I think that's what happened. But so we'll get that next one put in a little quicker. But I think I'll stop and count how many days that I'll have till I leave. So we'll have both of those. And I can tell you April 11th live stream, which will be a Saturday. That'll be I'm finally retired.
I think it's the key word.
Yeah, finally retired. Because the 10th is my last day working. So, and like I was telling Mike earlier, I don't know how many people were here when I told Mike, the big boss for my company, local big boss, he's going to come in along with another boss, and then maybe my local supervisor and maybe the client will come in and they'll want to interview me because they know I'm retiring. They know I'm going to the Philippines. I've been with the company over 39 years. They're talking about maybe taking some pictures. They want to, they just want to get my story, I guess. And the guy that was telling me about it, one of the guys that'll be coming, asked me if I wanted him to send me some questions they were going to ask. I told him no. I said, I'll see you Tuesday. I don't need the questions. I want to be authentic with my answers. When they ask me the question, I want to think about it a little bit and give, my answer pretty much off the top of my head. And not try to think out a long, drawn out answer. Oh, well, how does this sound? No, because you probably always think.
Vlog just went live.
Yeah. Well, like I said, though, if you get the questions in advance, you're gonna at least I would probably have a tendency to overthink it. Well, how does this answer sound? Or let's change that wording to this to make it sound a little bit better. And I don't want my answer practice. I just want to do it authentically. Like I said, I want to be authentic when I give the answer. And so it may not sound the best, but it'll be honest. And that's just the way I prefer to do it. And so, yeah, that'll be going on Tuesday. I don't know what time Tuesday. They're going to come into where I work at. They're letting the bosses there where I work at know that they're coming. And they're setting aside some time to do it. So we'll see what's going on, man. I mean, we'll see who all shows up. We'll answer the questions. If they want to take pictures, I'll pose for the picture and then get back to my life, get back to work. And get back to these days, counting these days down, And so, yeah. I do have a couple of things I want to check on, but I'll probably get a new DD214 from when I'm in Terre Haute, because my original is long gone. I need one that's original with the notary seal that's showing it's a real one. They usually have a different paper on it. I do have my birth certificate. Like I said, I don't know if I'll apply for an SRRV or not. But that's something I want to think about doing. But I won't want to do it until I know whether or not I want to stay in the Philippines. Because, well, when you apply for it, the money you put down to pay for the application, you don't get that money back. Now, the money you have to put in the bank, that you get back. But it's a good-sized chunk of change to apply. Now, if you get it, it saves you a lot of money over the long run. And so with my age, do I really want to do it? Because it's a good chunk of change. Now, if you made me 10 years younger, oh, yeah, let's do it.
It's a different story.
Yeah, 10 years makes a big difference.
Yeah.
In 10 years, I'd be saving money, Yeah. might take me 5 or 6 years to save money now. But the thing is, with it, I can come and go a lot easier. and that would be the advantage of it. And so that's why I'm thinking about doing it. Not so much that it'll save me a lot of money; it'll save me a lot of headache. And so that's why I'll think about it. And if I'm going to get a retirement visa, the military one, if I qualify, is the one I would get. Because if I don't qualify for it, I wouldn't get one because there's too much money you got to put in the bank for the other two, and I couldn't afford the other two. So, and I'm not married, so I can't go for a spousal visa. So, and I won't get married just to get a visa.
Yeah.
That's the wrong reason to get married, man.
Right,
Yeah,
Larry, I'm gonna sign off.
All right, thanks for coming. I don't know how much
Yes.
longer I'll go. Like I said,
It's
I wasn't
dark.
sure if anybody was even going to show up because I forgot to put it, listed as doing it.
I went and I came in earlier, but I wasn't. It's right at 6, and I didn't see anything. Said, "Oh, let me just eat my dinner," and then I saw
Oh.
that you came in later.
Well, I came in at 7, right about 7, and it wasn't up, so I had to bring it up, type it in.
Yeah, I would. It
get
didn't
ready
load.
to do it. That took a few minutes, and I mean, it took me about 6 minutes to set everything up.
That's the time that I was when I had probably
Yeah.
saw no activity.
Like it says I've been live for 51 minutes and it's 57 after, and I was up at 7. I was in at 7, but I was having trouble getting everything set up, probably because I was trying to rush things.
Yeah.
And, so
Well, yeah, it's very windy, extremely windy now.
yeah, and it's
with
starting to
the-
get dark too.
Yeah, and it's really dark,
can see-
but it's super windy.
I can't tell if it's laundry on the line or something else, but you can see that looks blue from here. It could be white.
No, it's a tarp.
All right, but you can see it blowing.
Yeah, it's a tarp.
Yeah,
You can see it's extremely windy now because of there's a cold front up north towards San Antonio, but then there's that that bad weather that's in Mexico about 3 hours from here.
yeah.
So everything's affecting the weather here.
Like
And
I said, we were supposed to be in the 50s today. I don't know if we ever made it. If
Yeah,
did, it wasn't for long. But
I think we might see 50s here Thursday night.
Well, we're supposed to see 50s again tomorrow, then 60 Monday and Tuesday. But Tuesday is supposed to, they're supposed to go south. Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday, yeah. And who knows how south it's going to go. And,
Yeah, well, we got a cold front as well about Thursday. That'll drop the temperature from the upper 80s to the low 80s, I believe, or upper 70s.
Well, like I said, I can't wait to call that cold.
Yeah.
I really can't wait to call 70 cold.
Yeah,
It's cold weather, man. And,
it's brutal.
It is that, man. And the older I get, the harder it is to take the cold weather.
Yep.
And that's another reason I got to get out of here.
It's brutal. So you have a good night, and everybody have a good day.
All right, Jerry, you take care, man. Thanks for coming up. I don't know
Likewise,
how much
yeah.
longer we're going.
I'll probably go visit Talks. Talks vlog is live right now.
Yeah. Well,
I'll be there maybe 10 minutes, and then what did you post? Oh, she's doing a premiere, I think, as well.
yeah. Well, tell
But
her
we'll
hi.
see you. Okay, I will.
All right.
Take care.
You too, man. Take care.
Later.
All right. Bye.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and remove Jerry because he was wanting to remove anyway. So anyway, like I said, each weekend I'm going to be more and more excited, I know I may not be showing it, but I feel it. And like I said, the April 11th, I'll be giddy as all get out. I don't know how many more live streams I'll do after that one. I'll do a few more. Like I said, the first live stream in the Philippines is going to be Guess Where I'm At. So you'll know when I say that one, I'm in the Philippines. You'll know when I say finally retired, I'm done working. So yeah, those are things I'm really looking forward to. And I can't. And then after that, I'm looking forward to going to the Philippines and meeting with people. Uh, like I said, I'm going to be in Cebu City for a while. I'll meet with people there. Then I'll meet with Tim eventually as well. I'll meet with Elvie. I will. I'm going over to Dumaguete. Probably be one of my first trips off the island of Cebu. It might not be my first one. It's the first one I have in mind, but there's another vlogger from Elvis that he's going to be in Cebu sometime, and then he and I are going to go up and see Elvis. And so that might be my first trip. Yes, Michelle, very soon. I cannot wait. I can wait, but I can hardly wait. Let's use the correct terminology. I can hardly wait. A friend of mine was just telling me today they're getting excited for me. I'm 10 years older than them, but they're still working. They got a daughter still in school. Tina Marie, how you doing, Tina? Thank you for coming. And so yeah, it is getting so close. Only 20 more working days, which is 5 more weeks. 5 weeks from today, the 11th of April, I will be retired. So, or that's 6 weeks. However it works out. But on April 11th, I will be retired. And I cannot wait. And there again, let's say it right. I can hardly wait. I am so looking forward to that. Like I said, for many years, I thought I'd have to work till I died. Because I was always getting into debt and out of debt, into debt and out of debt. And I never pictured myself being able to save enough money to retire. I can't do it except for I'm going to the Philippines. Yeah, next month I retire, and the month after that I go to that'll be May when I go to Cebu. I'll arrive in Mactan, Cebu Airport on May 19th. It'll be late at night. Then I'll be in Cebu City itself on the 21st, I believe. I'm going to spend two nights, which is the 19th and 20th. Those nights, I will be in Lapu-Lapu. The hotel I'm staying at will pick me up from the airport and take me back to the hotel. And then, like I said, I planned 2 nights there because I just want to rest. I'm an older gentleman. The last time I made a trip like this, I was okay going over. When I came back to the States is when it kicked in and really hit me hard. I'm hoping that's the way it is this time because I'm not coming back, so I won't have to worry about it hitting me hard. But as an older guy, it may take it out of me going over. So I wanted to have a couple of days to relax in case it does. And then I'll go to Cebu. I'm going to be staying at the hotel in Cebu City for 8 days. And during those 8 days, I'm going to be looking for a more permanent place to stay. Right now, like I said, I got to check on some things. I'm trying to decide whether or not to get my motorcycle endorsement here in the States before I go, and that's going to depend on timing. Well, I'm going to be in Cebu City. I'm going to be at, like I said, I'm going to Mactan Island in Lapu-Lapu and stay at a hotel there. Then I'll be in Cebu City at 18 Suites Hotel, where I'll be at in Cebu City. And then I'll look for a place a little more permanent. Okay, yeah. If you're there late April, you're going to miss me about 3 weeks. because I won't get there till the 19th. So it'll be about 3 weeks or so we'll miss each other by. Sorry about that, Tina. It's I can't go any later unless I want to spend a lot more money. I could have went earlier, but I wanted to make sure I had everything in order, and I wanted to have time to go back and visit my family in Indiana. So I looked at the hotels and made my reservations on the hotels after I made my reservations on the airplane. And so it was had to decide when to go, what day I was leaving. So I made my plane reservation first. Then I started looking at hotels and trying to find places that would line up with my arrival, which I did. I found a couple places. I was going to extend to one, but they wouldn't let me do it online. So when I get there, I may extend to one in 18 Suites a little longer. I want to look at, see if they got long-term stay there. I'm trying to think of the other place. Dad stayed there not too long ago. I'll have to look at it again. I want to say Park something or something, Metro Park or Park Metro. I want to check there. They got a long-term stay there. I want to look at it, see what that would cost me. But like I said, the places I want to stay at, the kind of place I want to find that is places that will let me be able to walk to a mall, to a grocery store, or a coffee shop. The mall, the coffee shop, a fast food place like Jollibee's or McDonald's, maybe some other kind of restaurant, like maybe a local cuisine. In other words, a Filipino type restaurant that not street food. When I first get there, I'm not sure how much street food I'll eat. You got to get adjusted before you do that. So, I want to be able to walk to places within 10, 15 minutes. So I want to find a nice located apartment that will let me walk 15. I don't want to walk more than 20 minutes. At least not when I first get there, because I don't want to get lost. Plus, I want to get my. I've been having trouble with my feet, so I want to make sure my feet will hold up. I know they'll hold up for 10, 15 minutes, no problem. Well, they might be a little sore, but I can walk that without too much trouble. I want to be able to build up to walking more. Here recently, it seems like I have been able to do that a little bit. But I want to do it some more. So like I said, I really want to be able to walk, and I want to walk. I don't want to take transportation unless I have to. Like if I'm going to a site, a tourist site, that's, a half an hour to an hour away. Yeah, I'm going to take transportation. I'm not going to walk that. But I do want to be able to walk to the mall. I do want to be able to walk to a coffee shop. I do want to be able to walk to, like I said, Jollibee's or McDonald's or maybe Kentucky Fried Chicken. Also, one of the local, like Chowkey or something like that, something that's a little more local type cuisine. I know Chowkey is more Asian, but, I'm not sure of the big names for Filipino food restaurants. But yeah, I want to be able to walk to those places. It's good exercise. It's it will help with my health the more I walk. Now I'll have to get a hat. As you can see, I'm kind of thin on top there, and I don't want my head to get sunburned. I do have some hats I can wear besides the ball caps. I may even buy a different one that'll cover my neck up. And I have the sun gloves. I can put gloves on if I need to. I will be taking those with me. How much I'll wear them, I don't know. But if I would have been out a lot of time out in the sun, I'll be wearing those. The shirts I'll take are what they call what is it? UPF 50. It's like wearing sunscreen, but just a shirt does it, and it's long sleeves. I have a bunch of those. I'll be taking those over with me. I'll take some shorts. My legs I don't worry about as much because they were never burnt when I was younger. Well, almost never burnt. I'm getting some done this month, and I might get some done in uh, April. Or, but yeah, I'll be getting some shots. Some shots I don't need, I already have. I've already had the oh, not tuberculosis, the other. Uh, Hepatitis shots. I've already had that. I've been already got the immunity to one. I've already had the other. They're done for C, but I got A and B. I'm covered on. Uh, I got to get a few more. Uh, I may get some pills that you can take. I don't know. Uh, I got to call the VA, schedule some shots. Uh, who knows? Maybe I'll do this Monday. Like I said, the weather's going to be nice. I don't have to see the doctor. I just have to go in and get the shots. Uh, but yeah, that's something I still got to do. Some shots. Uh, some of the shots the VA can't do, but those are really rare. I don't think I'm going to get the rabies shots. I appreciate that, Tina. Now, I've been to Japan a couple different times, but I was always there during the winter. I was always there in December and January. And so Japan gets cold. They do get some snow, not as much as we do here in the States, but they get cold. And so, yeah, I was in Yokosuka, Japan. Uh, so I was never in Yokohama or Tokyo. I was always in Yokosuka. And then I was on the island of Okinawa. I can't think of the name of the city where the Navy base was at on Okinawa. I was there as well once. Well, yeah, like I said, I've already had A and B. I had the B already. I got the B not too long ago. And I don't think I've had the typhoid. And then I also need to get my the booster. They want to give me a booster. So, but like I said, that I think the typhoid I might have to do through the state if I remember right. I know they don't do malaria shot. They have a pill. They have. They don't do a dengue fever shot. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the. I just said the term, but now it's skipping my mind. Not diabetes. Listen to me. Rabies. Like I said, I had to stop and think for a minute. I'm not getting the rabies shot. I'll take the chance because I don't know how much I want to be around the. All right. Well, if I can find that, yeah, I'll have to see about that. I know I'm going to get the VA knows I'm going. My doctor knows I'm going. I'm seeing him at the end of March, and he's going to write out my prescription so I can take my medicine and stuff with me. I'll check with him on that stuff. Yeah, we are seeing him at one more time, the end of March. And I don't know if he wanted to see me in April towards before I left to go back to Terre Haute. He was wanting to see me in April, in the middle of April, which I was going to, I'd still be here then. But they couldn't get me until after May 18th if I wanted to go later. Or was May 30, March 30th, I think, or 31st. Whatever day is a Monday there. I want to say it's the 30th. And here's what I'm going to look at. Yeah, it's the 30th of May. I mean March, listen to me. 30th of March, I see my doctor. And that's a Monday. And then the Monday before that, another lady, the pharmacist lady that I talk with, we do a video call. And so she'll call me on the 23rd and we'll go over some stuff. And like I said, everybody knows I'm going to the Philippines. I mean, I'm not hiding anything from anybody. Well, the thing is, though, I'm not getting the rabies. Now, if I ever get bit or scratched by a cat or a dog, then I'll do it. But I don't plan on petting the cats or dogs. I don't plan on having one. So I'm going to gamble on the rabies. I'm just going to gamble on it. It's like the same thing here. I don't have cats or dogs here. I don't pet them unless I know the owners. And I know they have their pets rabies shot, the prevention shots, so I don't have to worry about them. So, hey, DLC, how you doing, Marina? I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name. I want to say DLC. DLC. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry. But, so yeah, and if I ever do get a dog or a cat, they're going to have their shots. They're going to be taken care of first before I bring them home. They're going to have their shots, their temperament, whatever they call it, the rabies shot and everything else. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to get the rabies shot. It's supposed to be painful. There's like 3 or 4 of them. And it's like, well, if I need it, I'll get it. But unless I get bit or scratched by a cat or a dog, I'm not getting it. It's the same thing here. I got bit by a rabbit, but I knew the people that owned the dog. Fluffy bit me. If you ever watch any of my videos, Fluffy was a black rabbit. But Fluffy since passed away. Sorry to report that, but Fluffy has died. But she was 5 years old when she passed away. But when she bit me, she wasn't that old. And it was because I had some food in my hand and I started to move something and she thought I was taking it away from her. So she was trying to grab the food and she bit my finger a little bit. Now I had a glove on, a latex glove. And she bit through it, but it was just barely broke the skin. And it's like, well, she's, yeah, like I said, I'm just going to try to avoid the animals. And if I do get attacked by one, I will get the shots. You just don't wait. Once you get bit, you just go get the shots. If you wait too long, it can kill you. That's why you got to do it right away. And so I'll gamble on it. Like I said, if I get bit or scratched, then I'm getting the shots. I don't care what kind of animal it is. If it's a monkey out in the wild or a dog or cat on the street. I'm not playing that game. I'm going to get the shots and do what I got to do to keep myself healthy. But they don't recommend the rabies shots here in the States. But, if I insist, they would give it to me. But like I said, it's a series of like 3 shots or more. And when I was talking with them, it's just like, well, I don't want to go through that. It's just, I'd have to go quite a bit, for something I may never need. Excuse me. So, yeah, we're just going to avoid it. And, take my chances. And like I said, if I ever get it, I'll let you guys know. I mean, I don't know how much vlogging I'm going to do. I'll still do my live streams. I'll still do some vlogs. Like I said, I'm going to vlog on this, let y'all know what it cost me. I'll do some vlogs on some of the places I'm sure some of you have been to or you've seen videos on them before. But when I go to them, I'm going to do a video on it because I do have people here in the States that follow me that may never seen it because they don't follow vloggers from the Philippines. Like when I go to Top of Cebu, I'll video that. I do want to go see it. Magellan Cross, same thing. There are some sites in Cebu City and surrounding areas that I like to go see that I'll do some videos on. I'm sure I'll do a video on the first mall I go to. Maybe not the first time I go, but I'll do one. Because this is stuff some people that I know have never watched because I have family members that follow me. And so this will let them see what I'm doing. And if somebody else has never been here or never been to the Philippines or doesn't follow Filipino vloggers, they'll see what I'm seeing. And if they find it interesting, they'll follow. If they don't, that's fine. It's like when I travel, I will take videos of where I travel to. I'm not going to do a video every day like some vloggers do. I'm not trying to do this for money. I'm doing it for to get myself up off the couch to do something. So, it's more for my entertainment and to let my family know what's going on and my friends. I want them all to know, here's where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Hey, I'm doing good. And that kind of stuff. And I only plan on vlogging 1 or 2 videos a week besides my live stream. That's it. I don't want to over vlog. There's people I follow that when they first started, they vlogged every day. They'd walk around just walking around. I don't want to do that. Not every day. And some of these guys do 20 minutes to a half an hour. I don't want to do that. Some of them have really good followers and they're making money at it, but that's not. I don't care. I quit following one guy because I think the shortest video he ever did was 15 minutes. Now I can do a live stream longer than that. That's fine because you guys can come in and go out and I get credit for it no matter what. But like I said, I'm not trying to make money off this. And so we're just trying to do what's right and, have a little fun at it and maybe meet some people and inform some people about different stuff. You take Jerry. Jerry's watched Chris in Cebu, so he knows a little bit about Cebu, but I don't think he's ever been to Cebu. So Jerry might see some of my videos and see some stuff that he's not seen. He may have seen it because maybe he follows somebody else that does it. But, it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to video what I do. Now, if I go somewhere different, like let's say when I go to Dumaguete, I want to visit Valencia, the Sunday market. I might do a video every day, but I don't know if I'll put them up every day. Put one up here, then one up there. I'll probably vlog a little more of my trip than I will my local living area. Because a lot of it's just going to be mundane after a while. I get up, I go to a coffee shop every day. I say, I don't need to video that every day. Maybe every once in a while I can show that I'm there again and maybe show them what I'm having to eat or drink or showing the walk over to it because it's a little different because maybe I didn't show the walk before, but I showed inside. I can do that, but I don't want to do it every day. I don't think it's advantageous for my followers. I don't think it's advantageous for me to be walking around videoing everywhere I go. Because I want to live my life. And if all I'm doing is living it through a camera, then am I really enjoying it? So, like I said, the special trips, that's different because I'll have that to remember as well as with the, but my day to day life, I don't need to be videoing that every day. I just don't need to, in my opinion. And if I decide to move, I will show the different places I look at, and then I'll let you know which one I took, which is what I'll do when I first get there. Those are the vlogs I'm going to do. I'm going to probably show you the hotel room for the 2 hotel rooms I'm staying at. So there'll be 2 videos right there. Then I'll show you the places that I look at for long term. And whether that's 2 or 3 a week, that's what I'll do. And I may do 2 in one day and put them together. I had one video and show the 2 different places. But that's something that's not an everyday occurrence. So that's something my family would probably want to see, and some other people. What kind of place are you looking at, Larry? How much does it cost? What does it look like? Square footage or square meters? They go at square meters. So yeah, it's those things I'll show. But like I said, once I pick a place out, I don't need to be showing my apartment every day. That'd be kind of silly. You've seen it. Now, if I change something, like let's say it's partially, they call it fully furnished, but I consider it sparsely. It has a chair and a bed to sleep on, but nothing else. So let's say I buy something to put in there because I decide I'm staying here a year, I want something. So I would, maybe show that, hey, this is what it was like when I moved in. Here's what it's like right now. I bought this. I got a computer desk and a computer chair so I can sit and work. I may show something like that. But if it's fully furnished and I don't change anything, I may show another one after I get everything set up. But it won't be a very long one. It'll probably be because I'm bored and need to put something up. I haven't put anything up for a while. So, that kind of stuff. But, well, everybody, I can see we're down to just a couple people in here. So I'm going to go ahead and, because no one's talked for a while. So probably just people in the background. I don't know if Tina's still here or not. Darcy, like I said, Tim, I don't know if he's still here or Mike. But I'm just showing 3 people, and I know I'm one of them. So, if not 2 of them, because I got my Ninja account in here as well. So it's been almost an hour and a half, not quite. We don't need to go an hour and a half. Hour and 23 minutes, that's fine. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I want to thank you all for coming. And remember now, be kind to each other. Take care of yourself. I will, Tim. There'll probably be a little closer to when I go. I'll give you a message. You and Dan both probably. I know I definitely message you before I go to where you're at to make sure you're there, because I will come by and see you. I'm just not sure when. Probably when I go see Christy. Probably when I want to go see Christy, I'll be going over and I'll see you and Christy both, because you guys aren't but maybe a couple hours apart or an hour apart. So I just don't know where that's going to be yet. Like I said, I got to figure out how much my monthly expenses are going to be. And when I say monthly, I'm not counting my travel. I'm talking about my apartment, my utilities, my water, my internet, my phone, my food, that kind of stuff. So can I get by on 1,000 to 1,200, or do I get by on 800 to 1,000, or do I have to spend 1,500? I don't know. But all that will come into play on how much I go visit people. The more it costs me, the less I'm going to be able to travel. So it may not be every month. It might be every 2 or 3 months. But that's fine. I mean, I can travel around Cebu a little bit on less money. But I'm talking about the bigger trips, the trips just to see the people I want to see. That might take me a little more money. Might take me a little more time. But we'll get it done when we can. So anyway, like I said, we're going to go ahead and shut this down. I've been going for an hour and 25 minutes. And so thank you, Tim. I will get a hold of you. Melinda, sorry, you're a little late. Melinda, I'm just getting ready to shut down. I did not have this one advertised, so it's not your fault. I put it up at the last minute because I thought I put it up earlier, but I didn't save it. That was my mistake. So I had to put it back up. So I got started later than normal. And otherwise I'd be over an hour and a half already. But I'll be starting. If you're in the States, it'll be 8 o'clock next week. I'll be starting at 8 because of the time change. So I'll be starting at 8 o'clock Eastern time, which is 8 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines. So the time that I start will change. So I'll probably wait till tomorrow because tonight's when the time change takes place. And so I'll get it up, and it'll only be 20. Almost made a mistake. It'll only be 16 more working days next Saturday. So yeah, we're counting the working days down. We're getting there, and so we're trying to make sure we're doing everything right. I going to try to see if I can get my motorcycle endorsement before I renew my license. If not, I'll renew my license. I would renew my license because I don't have the enhanced license, which I don't have to have it, but they want you to have it. And I'm going to change my address. So I'm going to get the enhanced license when I change my address. But I want to see if I can get my motorcycle endorsement at the same time, so I don't have to worry about it in the Philippines. If not, I'll do it in the Philippines. It all depends on that. We're still trying to get that figured out. I got to get a hold of the places that teach the motorcycle courses. There's a couple of them that they have motorcycles you can use. They cost a little more than if you have your own, but that's fine. I'm not buying a motorcycle just to get an endorsement. I'll pay a little extra to rent theirs. And it's going to take 1 or 2 weekends. But how quick and they don't start off with classes till April. And I'll have to do it on the weekend, which would be April 3rd, the earliest I can start. But what's the earliest can they get me in? And can I do it 1 weekend or 2 weekends? Or is it going to take me 3? All that'll come into play whether or not I get my motorcycle endorsement here in the States or if I do it in the Philippines. It would be easier to do it here in the States. And so if I can, I will do it here. It'll cost me a little more money probably, but for the convenience sake, plus when I come back, if I come back and I decide I can't make it to the Philippines after a couple of years, I'll have my motorcycle endorsement on my license, New York license. Wherever I go, they'll recognize that. I may have to take a written test, but I wouldn't have to take a writing test. So that'll make it more convenient there too. And so we're just looking at things, trying to figure things out. But like right now, let's say I decided I didn't want to go. I could buy a motorcycle, pay cash for it right now. I can buy a decent one. I could buy a new one. It depends on what size bike I wanted. But I don't want to do that. I want to go overseas. So I'll take that money and go overseas and spend my time there, enjoy my life as much as possible. And like I said, I may not make Cebu my permanent home, but it is going to be my base of operations when I first get there. And then I will decide, I will travel around to a couple different places. Some places I know that look interesting to me, like Iloilo, Davao, Dumaguete area, Cavite area right outside of Manila, and a couple other places up that way. There's also Subic Bay, which would be interesting. Clark area, Clark Angeles area. All these places have decent hospitals. They have some expats, so there'll be expat communities. But the hospitals and expat communities is something I need, especially the hospitals at my age. All right, everyone. I'm going to make an hour and a half. Wasn't planning on it, but we just made it. So remember now, be kind to each other. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, have fun. Bye, everybody. Take care.